You may have lived for decades, but never truly woken up. You open your eyes each morning, your body gets out of bed, but your heart is still asleep. Your mind is still lost in the fog of yesterday's worries. It's not because you're lazy, it's because you haven't been fully awake to step into the new day. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor and philosopher, believed, "The way you begin your morning determines the way you live your entire life." For him, the morning wasn't just about throwing off the blanket and standing up. It was a quiet ritual, a boundary between rest and action, between being passive and being intentional, between being unconscious and being awake. Every time you open your eyes, it's a reminder you are still here. You still have time to breathe. You still have the chance to love, to think, to create. Picture this. You're standing at the edge of a river. Behind you is the long night. Ahead of you, an unknown journey. The moment your foot touches the water is the moment you choose how to step into today. Will you let the current carry you away without direction, or will you steer with purpose and inner strength? Marcus wasn't talking about a rushed morning diving straight into your to-do list. He was talking about a morning built on timeless principles, principles that shape a wise mind, a steady spirit, and a heart that stays calm even in a storm. But I know, in today's world, many people reach for their phone the moment they wake up, pulled into emails, notifications, headlines, before they've even taken a deep breath. Try pausing, just for a moment. Treat your morning the way Marcus once did. You'll realize the morning is not the starting point of exhaustion. It's the seedbed for everything you will experience in your day. Because morning is when it's easiest to program your mind. Just a few mindful minutes after waking up can set you on the path to a fulfilling day. Or let you fall into a spiral of anxiety and rushed reactions. So before you rush out of bed, ask yourself, today, how do I want to live? Does the way I begin this day honor the gift of having one more? The truth is, you can't choose how many days you get, but you can choose how you start each one. And sometimes, in just one morning moment, you can hold the meaning of your entire life. Because when you're awake from the very first breath you see, time is not infinite. Today could be one of the few mornings left in your life. So if this were the last time you opened your eyes, how would you live? Have you ever lived as if you would have endless tomorrows, until you realize time never promised you that? If today were the last time you'd wake up, how would you live it? This question isn't meant to scare you. It's meant to wake you up. Because every morning we open our eyes, but rarely do we realize we're holding something priceless: time. Before the world gets loud, take a moment for yourself. Sit down, take a deep breath, and remember, nothing lasts forever. Picture the universe out there, where stars blaze bright, then burn out. Civilizations once mighty, now only names in history books. Rivers that carved through stone for thousands of years will one day run dry. And then bring the lens back in to your own life. In the vast picture of the universe, a human life is just a blink, brief but priceless. This isn't to make you fear death. It's to remind you each day you live is a gift, one you can't buy back, one you can't return, and no one knows how many more they'll get. When you feel the shortness of life, the little things lose their weight. The petty arguments, the meaningless worries, the grudges that drag on. They all become so small, and you'll want to focus on what truly matters: the people you love, the values you choose to live by, the experiences that make your heart come alive. I remember a story about a man who almost lost his life. When he woke up, he said, "Life didn't get longer because I survived. It only got longer when I learned to live each day fully." The Stoics understood this thousands of years ago. Seneca wrote, "Life is long if you know how to use it." Think about yesterday. How many hours did you truly live, and how many hours did you simply exist? If your answer makes you pause, then today is your chance to change that. Start this morning. Sit still for 2 or 3 minutes. Close your eyes. Picture the vast universe, the flow of time, and your own limited days. Not to be afraid, but to be grateful. Because when you know your time is finite, every breath becomes a miracle. Tomorrow may never come, but today is still here, in your hands. So, how will you use this gift if these words resonate with you? Hit subscribe, click like, and share this video so the people you love remember to live each day to the fullest too. Today, I live every moment fully. I value time as a gift, and I know every breath is a miracle. When you're aware that life is finite, you realize you can't let your morning slip by unconsciously. And one of the simplest ways to live each day fully is to start by having a conversation with yourself. The Stoics have done this for thousands of years, writing down what their heart and mind had to say before the world could interrupt. Have you ever lived your whole life, but never truly spoken to yourself? Every morning we open our eyes, but our minds immediately get pulled into emails, messages, and news. And in doing so, we miss the most important moment of the day. The Stoics had a simple habit, but it was powerful enough to shape both mind and heart. They called it journaling, not the kind where you just write what you ate yesterday or what you did, but a deep, honest dialogue with yourself, a safe space where you can be completely truthful without fear of judgment. Let your morning start in stillness. Sit down, open a notebook. It could be an old leather journal, a plain spiral-bound pad, or even a blank document on your phone, as long as it's your private space. Step 1, write down your very first thoughts. Maybe it's a fragment of a dream, a feeling left over from yesterday, or a vague sense of what's ahead today. Don't edit. Don't judge. Just let the words spill out, like sweeping fallen leaves off your porch. Next, write down 3 things you're grateful for. Don't overthink it. It could be the warmth of your blanket, the smell of morning coffee, or the smile of someone you love. When you focus on gratitude, you remind yourself that even with stress or scarcity, there are always things worth appreciating right in front of you. Then take a moment to reflect. Choose a Stoic principle or a challenge you're currently facing. Ask yourself, did I live true to my values yesterday? Where did I react impulsively? What can I do today to be just a little better? Finally, set an intention for the day, not a to-do list, but an inner compass. Base it on the 4 Stoic virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. For example, today I will listen more than I speak, or I will face difficulties with calm. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher emperor, did this too. His famous meditations were nothing more than private journal entries. No one else read them. He didn't write to impress. He wrote to keep the fire of philosophy alive in every action and decision, and you can do the same. Just a few lines each morning, and your mind becomes clearer, your heart steadier, your will stronger. Each morning, you can let the world write the script for your mind, or you can write the story yourself. Remember, it all starts with a pen and a piece of paper, and once the pen has helped you see what's inside, you'll realize a fulfilling day doesn't come only from what you do. It also comes from who you choose to be. That's when you need more than just goals. You need an intention to guide your whole day. Have you ever had a day where you achieved every goal, but still ended it feeling empty? That's because goals tell you what you want to achieve, but intentions tell you who you want to become along the way. Every morning, most of us think about what we need to get done. Finish the project, reply to emails, work out, call someone back. Those are goals and they matter. But they're not everything. Goals are about the future. They depend on results, and they often rely on things outside your control: time, money, opportunities, or other people's actions. You can give your best and still fall short because circumstances didn't go your way. Intentions are different. Intentions live in the present. They're completely under your control. They're not a list of tasks. They're the inner guide that shapes how you live and how you respond no matter what happens. Ask yourself each morning, who do I want to be today? Someone patient, who can smile at interruptions. Someone kind, who listens instead of arguing to win. Or someone brave, ready to step out of their comfort zone. Once you have the answer, write it down. Be clear. Be specific. Today, I will listen more than I speak. Today, I will approach conflict with understanding, not judgment. Today, I will find one quiet moment in the chaos. The Stoics understood this thousands of years ago. Seneca said, "It's not what you bear, but how you bear it that matters." I remember starting a day with a long list of goals, but one unexpected phone call shattered the plan. If I had relied only on my goals, I would have written the whole day off as a failure. But because I had set an intention that morning, today I will stay calm through any change, I kept my balance. That day might not have gone as planned, but it was complete in the quality I had chosen to live by. When you hold on to your intention, the day's events no longer have the power to dictate your mood or your values. You're not carried away by the current, because you've already decided who you'll be in any situation. Goals can change over time. Intentions give you direction, but the strength to walk that path comes from your ability to face discomfort. And to build that ability, you have to step outside your comfort zone. The Stoics knew real strength is found in discomfort. Have you noticed? The things that make you most comfortable might be the very things making you weaker. We often think happiness comes from comfort, but the more we wrap ourselves in it, the more fragile our spirit and will become. The Stoics understood this long ago. To be strong, you must learn to embrace discomfort, not to punish yourself, but to remind yourself that happiness doesn't come from comfort. Real strength is always within you. You can start small. Take a cold shower, not just to wake up your body, but your mind. The icy water reminds you you can handle more than you think. Skip your morning coffee, not because coffee is bad, but to remember your energy doesn't come from caffeine. It comes from willpower. Walk or bike, instead of driving to feel the wind, smell the earth, and truly experience being alive instead of just passing through life behind glass. And sometimes, just sit and recall a past challenge. Remember the pain. Remember the moment you overcame it. Then remind yourself, I've done it before. I can do it again. I still remember my first cold shower in winter. The second I turned on the water, every cell in my body screamed, "Stop. This is crazy." But I stayed. I breathed deep, and within seconds, a surge of energy rose from inside. It was powerful. It was pure. It was warmer than any thick towel. The Stoics believed if you only live in your comfort zone, you'll never know how strong you really are. But if you step into discomfort just a little each day, you'll grow steady, resilient, and not easily broken. Comfort makes you soft, but challenges make you unshakable. So tomorrow morning, when instinct tells you to choose the easy way, try choosing the harder one, and let it remind you you're stronger than you think. I step into discomfort. I find my true strength. If this message resonates with you, like, share, and subscribe, so that every day we can train together and grow stronger. But only mental strength can lift you up when life's weight is on your shoulders. And the simplest way to nurture that inner strength is to return to the present moment through mindfulness and meditation. Have you noticed? Most of our anxiety doesn't live in the present. It gets stuck in memories of the past, or it wanders through imagined futures that haven't even happened. And because of that, we miss the only moment we truly have: now. The Stoics and the masters of mindfulness, though from different cultures, share the same truth. Life only happens in the present moment. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Our life is what our thoughts make it." If your mind is trapped in the past or tangled in the future, your heart won't be present in your own life. Practicing mindfulness doesn't require a quiet room or a special meditation cushion. You only need yourself and a few minutes each morning. Sit down. Keep your back straight, but relaxed. Close your eyes. Bring your attention to your breath. Feel the cool air coming in, the gentle warmth as it leaves. Your breath is the anchor that keeps you from being pulled away by the endless stream of thoughts. Expand your awareness. Notice the weight of your body on the chair or the floor, the temperature of the room, the touch of your clothes on your skin. Don't label, don't analyze, just notice. Now, watch your thoughts. Imagine them like clouds drifting across the sky. They appear, they change, they dissolve. You are not those clouds. You are the sky, vast, steady, able to hold everything. When your mind grows still, remind yourself of a Stoic quote. It could be, "It's not events that disturb us, but our view of them." Or everything in life can change, but I choose to keep my peace within. Let that sentence be your compass for the day. The amazing thing is, just a few minutes like this can build a mental fortress inside you. So when pressure comes, when someone hurts you, when plans unexpectedly fall apart, you'll know how to return to this quiet space. Try it tomorrow morning. And if this practice helps you find peace again, share it so more people can experience it too. Don't forget to hit subscribe so each morning you'll have one more reminder for both your mind and your heart. I am the vast sky. No wind can take my peace away. Mindfulness helps you be present, but wisdom gives you direction. And that wisdom was left to us by the Stoic philosophers thousands of years ago. Each morning, revisiting a quote or lesson is like lighting a torch to guide your whole day. Reviewing Stoic teachings. When wisdom becomes your breath, some books you read only once, but others you live with for a lifetime. Not because you forget what they say, but because each time you read them, you meet a new person, yourself. The philosophy of Marcus Aurelius Seneca Epictetus isn't just ink on paper. It's like a mirror. Each morning you look into it, you see yourself more clearly. The Stoics understood wisdom can't live if it just sits still. It has to be breathed in. It has to flow into the way you see the world, into the way you react, and into every choice you make. Make reviewing a short piece of Stoic wisdom a morning ritual. One sentence is enough. Sit quietly. Read slowly. Let each word fall like drops of water into the still surface of your mind. Then ask yourself, how does this apply to me today? Could it help me face a challenge ahead? Could it remind me to avoid a mistake I've made before? If the quote is about valuing time, live that day as if every hour were gold. If it's about ignoring empty praise or criticism, wear it like an invisible armor. No one but you gets to define your worth. Write down your thoughts, not to impress anyone, but to turn ancient wisdom into your personal compass, connecting thousands of years ago to the breath you take right now. I remember one morning, I came across a line from Epictetus. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it. That day, the project I had poured my heart into was suddenly canceled. In the past, I would have been angry, frustrated, and missed new opportunities because I clung to resentment. But because of that quote, I paused, breathed deep, and asked myself if I see this as a chance to do something better. What changes? The answer turned a bad day into a day of learning. That's the power of revisiting Stoic teachings, not just reading to understand, but reading to live. Not just living by habit, but living by chosen values. You can't control everything that will happen today, but you can choose to carry a torch, a small piece of ancient wisdom that can light your whole path. And sometimes, just one right sentence at the right time can change how you live for the rest of your life. When wisdom becomes your breath, you start seeing life differently. You no longer only welcome the easy parts, you open your arms to it all, the joy and the challenges. That's amor fati, loving your fate exactly as it is. If tomorrow morning you woke up knowing that everything that happened that day, whether joy or challenge, was a gift made just for you, how would you live? This isn't blind faith. It's the strength of a mindset that has helped the most resilient people in history stand firm through any storm. Amor fati. Love your fate. Amor fati doesn't mean giving up. It's not about passive endurance. It's a deep acceptance, even a love for everything life sends your way. The Stoics believed every event in your life, whether you understand it or not, is a necessary part of becoming the person you were meant to be. They didn't just endure fate, they loved it. Try starting tomorrow morning like this. Sit quietly for a few minutes. Think about the challenges that might appear today. Maybe it's a hard conversation, a plan falling apart, or a piece of news that makes you anxious. And instead of hoping they don't happen, see them as training sessions the universe designed just for your soul. When something hard comes, change the question from "why me?" to "this is exactly what I need to grow." The first question plants resentment. The second opens the door to learning. I remember a friend who once lost a job he loved. At first, it was a shock, but instead of sinking into disappointment, he saw it as an opportunity to explore abilities he never knew he had. A few months later, he found a new job. The pay was better, and more importantly, it allowed him to live out a passion he had long neglected. He told me, if I hadn't lost that job, I never would have known I could be happier than this. That's amor fati in real life. When you love your fate, you stop fighting reality. You work with it. You turn obstacles into teachers, turn adversity into a gift, and turn every day, whether it's cloudy or full of sunshine, into a meaningful part of your journey. You can't rewrite the script life hands you, but you can choose how to read it, with resentment or with gratitude. And when you choose to love your fate, you realize everything that happens is exactly what you need to become the person you were born to be. If today's message speaks to you, hit like, share, and subscribe so we can spread the power of a free mind together. Because the world out there can change, but a heart that loves its fate can never be defeated. And when you wake up each morning, write down what matters, set your intention, build strength through discomfort, practice mindfulness, nurture your wisdom, and love your fate. You'll realize morning is not just the start of a new day. It's where you shape your entire life. Have you ever lived as if there would always be another tomorrow? And then one morning you realize time waits for no one. In that moment, you understand what matters isn't how long you live, but whether you wake up truly awake each day. The 7 steps we've walked through are not a checklist to tick off and declare yourself perfect. No one is perfect, and thankfully, life doesn't require you to be. These steps are an invitation, a door you can step through every morning. When you open your eyes, you don't just see the same familiar ceiling, you see the limits of time. You remember, each breath is an opportunity, each day is a gift. Being awake to the shortness of life means you don't let hours slip by unconsciously. You start to appreciate the smallest things, a warm cup of coffee, a hug from someone you love, the sound of birds outside your window. You also become clear on what deserves your time and energy, and what's just meaningless noise. Being awake to the values you choose to live by means you steer your own ship. You don't let the current of society carry you aimlessly. You know what matters: kindness, courage, the ability to stay calm in the storm, and you let those values guide your every choice, from the big decisions to the smallest actions. Being awake to life as it is means you stop fighting reality. Not every day will be sunny, but even under gray skies, you can still smile, because you know every event, whether joyful or painful, has shaped the person you are today. I once heard a saying, "We can't make life longer, but we can make it deeper." Deeper, not by cramming in more things to do, but by living each moment fully. When you drink tea, you truly drink tea. When you talk with someone, you truly listen. And when you begin the day, you are fully present. What I've shared today won't make you a flawless version of yourself, but it will make each of your days more meaningful. Because you're not just existing, you're living, you're choosing, you're loving this life, including its dark corners and its scars. You can't add more days to your life, but you can add more life to each day. And that begins tomorrow morning. Today, I am awake. I value every moment. I live with my whole heart. If this video speaks to you, hit subscribe, click like, and share it with the people you love. Because who knows, maybe they too need this reminder right now.